This video will change your programming style, your thinking style forever, because whatever we are thinking that might be possible, but we already decided that's not possible. Let's see. Most of interviewer ask, can we do this program without using any loop? And that time might we are thinking it's not possible without using any loop. So I am asking you, is it possible to draw any pattern program without using any loop? You might be thinking it's not possible, because in every pattern program we are using at least two for loop. Minimum we are using a two for loop, and maximum we are using a n number of for loop. So but I'll show you, I'll prove we are able to do without using a for loop one pattern program. So first I'll write with using a for loop, then I'll convert that program without using a for loop. So let's create a with using a for loop first program. Okay, so for that we will simply print one pattern program. We will simply print one pyramid pattern. Okay, for that first we have to define here main method. Okay, I'll simply define here main method. In that main method we have to declare two for loop, because our pattern program pattern is a row and column. Okay, first for loop is responsible for a row, and second for loop is responsible for column. Okay, in this for loop we are writing such kind of code that will print your pattern from 10 by 10. Okay, I'll simply define here int I equal to 0. It will start from 0, and int I less than equal to 10. I'll define here, I'll simply type here hard coded 10, and then I plus plus. Okay, this is our this for loop for a row, print row, and inside a row we have to print column. Okay, we have to print actual star. This inner for loop is responsible for a print column, and it will help for print column. I'll simply define this for loop int j equal to 0, j less than I, and j plus plus. Okay, that much simple. And simply I'll put here sysout syso control space, and you can get here the options. I'll simply add here sysout. I'll not put here print ln, because we are not printing every time in a next line our column. That's why I'll remove this print. Just I'll keep there print. I'll remove this ln. Okay, let's add here star and space. Let's save this. Once our this column for loop complete, then we have to go in a next line for printing a next row. That's why I'll define here sysout. Okay, print ln. This is responsible for next line. Ln means next line. Okay, let's save this, run this application. Okay, run application. You can see here when we run this application we got something like this pyramid pattern. Okay, but as we decide we are not using any for loop, but we have to create this kind of pyramid pattern. So how can we do that? So if you know recursive function, then it will easy for you. If you don't know, then don't worry, I'll show you, I'll explain line by line. So we will simply convert this for loop in a function. Okay, I'll simply remove this code. Remember here we use here two for loop, first for a row and second for column. Okay, I'll simply remove this code, and I'll add here two new method, public static void, and here I'll add method name is a row for loop. Okay, simply I will define here, it will help for understand. And second method is public static void column call for loop. Okay, these two method define. We treat those two method like a for loop. Okay, this is our row for loop and this is our column for loop. Now we have to print pattern. That pattern we printed, we start from 1 and we end from 10. That means we need those value. We will here we will simply define row for loop in a main method, because our iteration, our pattern printing start from row for loop. Okay, our outer for loop, this is our something like outer for loop. That's why I am defining this method inside the main method. Okay, just call here and here we will pass our pattern. You can see our pattern is a 10 star in every line. We can see in a last line it start from 1 and it's in from 10. That's why we have to pass here two value. One is a start, we started our pattern from 1 and we ended our pattern from 10. Okay, we simply pass these two parameter in this row for loop and we will simply get those parameter using int I and int n. Okay, we have to define here I. Okay, let's see. Now we have to recursive this function. We have to we will define here recursion this function. For that I'll simply check every time I greater than, I should be less than equal to n. Okay, if I is less than equal to n, then this if condition is satisfied, and inside this condition if it's satisfied, then we again call this same method. Okay, we will call the same method, and this same method we will pass we will increment this I value in a 1 and we will simply pass the same n value. Okay, let's save this and you can see here we simply call the same method, recursive function. Using a recursive function, you can say here we call the same method. Now but every row we have to print some columns. You can see in a first row we print 1 star, in a second row we print 2 star, in a third row we print 3 star, and so on. So we have to print column. That's why we have to call this call for method. This method is responsible for printing column. Okay, I'll simply define that method here, and you can observe here our column printing start always from 1 and it will end from that I value, because I value incrementing every time 1. You can see in a first row that time our I value is a 1, in a second row that time our I value is a 2, and third time 3, and so on. So we have to pass here initial value is a 1 and end value is a I. Okay, we have to pass these two argument in this for loop. We can say in this call for method, here we will pass simply our start and our end is a I. Okay, we have simply declare those parameter inside call for method. Simply int I equal int I, inside I stored 1 and int j, or we can say n. Okay, here we get two value int I and int j. What we pass here initial value 1 and that incremented every time we increment this I, that value we pass inside a call for method. Now we have to print star inside a for call for method. Now here also we declare same thing. If I value is less than equal to n, only that time this condition is satisfied, and if this condition is satisfied, then print here what, print here star. Okay, star, and we will simply add one space after the star. But in a column scenario we don't want to go next line, we just want to print one after one star. That's why I'll just mention here, instead of mentioning print ln, I'll just mention here print. Okay, I'll remove ln. Okay, let's save this. Now in this scenario also we have to call the recursive function, we have to call same method. That's why I'm calling here call for, and our I is incrementing every time That's why I'll simply add here +1. Okay, and save this. And once our this inner for loop method complete, then we have to go in the next line. That's why I'll put here one statement. I'll put here system.out.println. This will help to move next line. Okay, let's see our program one more time. What we done here, we simply define main method and we simply define two method. Okay, we consider this first method is the outer for loop and this second method is the inner for loop. And you can see here we didn't use any single for loop, or we can see any loop. We didn't use here any loop. So here what we done, call this method. This method we define as a outer for loop and this method we define as a inner for loop. Okay, here we simply pass two value, start value, pattern start value and pattern end value, and we simply call this using a if condition. This method again and again call itself until it's satisfied, until it's get a true. Once this method is get false, then it will terminate. Okay, the same scenario is here. In this method is satisfied, this condition is satisfied, then inside of this statement we wrote here call for this method, we call simply, and here we also pass 1 and that current I value. This way we print the star. Okay, here also we call the recursion, here also we call the recursion. Okay, let's save this and run this application. Here you can see we got this output, this star pattern output that we earlier also got with using a for loop, but we can achieve this same thing without using any loop. So don't say anyone we can't write this program without using a loop. So that's why interviewer asks, and this statement is also called something like a dynamic programming. Okay, if you like this video, then please like, share, subscribe. Bye bye.